I am not. I honestly might throw up.
I think it is tequila. Because Box is not a tequila guy.
I'm nervous. I'm like shaking
nothing
here,
like
guy.
tequila at 10:30 on a Sunday morning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 61 of the Life Short, Live Free podcast. What are you looking at me like that for?
Because you just lifted up your shirt and rubbed your belly while you said hello.
Yeah. Hello. This is episode 61 of the Life Short, Live Free podcast. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's Sam Shire's, it's my birthday episode today. Tomorrow is my birthday. Actually, I'm getting fucking old.
Congratulations on 40.
Hey, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm on the wrong side of I'm over the 35 hump now. So, well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? How the hell are you guys doing this morning, Johnson? How you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty darn good.
Yeah, you guys got any America-ing stories this week? Did you do any America-ing? No?
Nothing spectacular.
I kind of did the opposite of America-ing.
You commie
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You just said.
You didn't.
Okay, I had the experience. Like somebody commied me. I found out this week that my homeowner's insurance is completely dropping me. They won't insure my home anymore because I run a gun business. Well, I mean, that's my thought.
I mean, that's the
my
only
thought.
thing you
He
can
tried.
do.
They weren't interested.
But I
So he
mean,
wasn't.
like the absurdity
Not you,
of it
it's
is just it's freaking ridiculous. Because what happened was there's been some insurance. I've been fighting with insurance now for several months, and I was talking to my homeowners, and actually they paid me out like $3,100 right before this to replace my AC. So at least I got some fucking money out of them.
That's probably why they
bastards.
dropped you.
Probably.
You want to make a claim on your insurance?
Well, screw you, man.
We're dropping you.
So, anyways, I've been trying to get better business insurance, and I talked to my homeowners, and they said that they won't cover my garage is detached from my house, and I had insurance on that. Well, it turns out that if something happened, they wouldn't pay for it because I run a business out of the shop. I says, okay, well, that's fine. Just exclude the shop. Well, we can't do that. We want to insure the business as well. Okay, well, let's insure my business. No, we can't do that. It's a gun business. We don't insure that sort of thing. Well, what the hell, you know? It's.
I'd like to insure my home. No, you have a business there. We want to insure both. Okay, let's insure both. No.
We
Okay.
No.
But
Just kidding.
Why did you not say that from the beginning? Why can't you just say, hey, we're dropping you because you run a gun business? We're out.
And why not just separate the two? Just say, okay, we'll insure your home, fine, but we're not insuring your shop, and that's fine. I got business insurance for that. Well, no. They pulled a whole Family Guy.
No.
So that's frustrating. It's irritating. I'm like, and there's more and more. Like, I deal with this shit like constantly anymore. Like, businesses just refuse to freaking work with me because I paint guns. Like, it's the absurdity of it is beyond.
You might as well be murdering children.
Right. And it's funny because when you read through their policies, like PayPal's policy, for example. Like, they don't want to work with gun businesses, and you go into their terms of service and you read them. Guess what they put guns with? They put it with prostitution and gambling and firearms and things like that. And that they always put it in the same sentence. Like, anyone that's dealing in prostitution or guns, I'm like, it's a legal fucking constitutionally protected right.
Human trafficking.
Yes,
firearms,
it's like
illegal sale of drugs.
Right. It's like, I mean, it's a constitutionally protected right, and here I am just like, it's frustrating. But then again, like, I'm not gonna give my money to somebody that holds that point of view. So it sucks. So I'm in the process of finding new home insurance, but as well as new business insurance. It's just, I hate insurance. I just hate it.
Yep.
It is what it is. And before I forget, we do have several sponsors before I keep bitching about stuff.
Yeah, he really wanted to get on with that rant. He's like, I can't even wait. I got to do it now.
Yeah.
Hey, Box, how are you?
It's like he's in CrossFit. He's like, you want to hear about my CrossFit, guys?
Yeah.
CrossFit?
Hey, I do CrossFit. Do you want to hear about how I do CrossFit? I'll tell you all about how I do CrossFit. Hey, I'm also vegan. Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but you're a murderer because you like to eat animals. You're a murderer. I'm better than you. I drive a Prius. Actually, now I got a Tesla. Yeah. I'm way better than you.
You want to hear me rant about Teslas too?
No, not right now.
If you own
Box, did you America this week?
No, I did not. The most America thing I'm doing is trying to kill a cold with vodka.
That's
pretty American.
Sounds kind of Russian.
Yeah.
Are you turning commie?
Are screwdrivers? The screwdrivers are more.
That's American.
Yeah, that's pretty American.
That's because that's what I'm drinking.
I used to work with a Mexican named Victor. Hey, Victor. He always told me that when I was getting a sore throat, just gargle some tequila. Fixes it right up.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
And I suppose
tequila or whiskey. Doesn't matter.
Anyways, I forgot to get on to the sponsors. Ballistic Imagery is our first sponsor. Check them out at ballisticImagery.com. And they're little, I totally forgot about your tagline, your little thing there, Box.
Dick.
Photography, videography, and wall art for those of us that love freedom. Take your business to the next level by giving it the look it deserves. They can provide you with product photos for your website, lifestyle shots for an advertisement, content for your social media, wall art to spruce up your shop, or even a full-blown commercial. Whatever ideas you may have for your business, if it involves a camera, he's your guy. Or if you're just a regular dude looking to hang something like this on your walls, check out ballisticimagery.com. Use coupon code LSLF2021 for 10% off your order. For those of you just listening to the podcast, close your eyes real tight and imagine the most perfect piece of art you've ever seen. Now you've seen Ballistic Imagery. See for yourself on Facebook, Instagram, ballisticimagery.com. Ballistic Imagery, bulletproof quality.
Why do you wink at me?
I thought you'd like that. Anything to add to that, Box? What do you got going on over there at Ballistic Imagery lately, anyways?
The biggest thing, I think sometime in the next few weeks we'll be filming a big old video for Kilroy Arms, and I'm kind of excited about that.
Did you find your vehicles you needed?
I did. Like a couple miles away from where we'll be filming, so it's pretty perfect.
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Perfect vehicles. It's going to be great.
How long is the video going to be?
Just a few minutes.
Cool. James is not going to be in it, I assume.
No. We had to get another one of his army buddies to do it. I mean, he did offer, but I was like, I'm not sure I want you in it.
Yeah, I remember the last time we tried to put you on camera.
I don't have 2 weeks to film this, James.
I mean, there's no words that have to be spoken, but still.
There's that. That's funny.
What was his line that he struggled so hard with?
I like Mexico.
Tequila. I like Mexico.
That's all he had to say the whole time.
Took him, 20 takes?
At least. It was probably 45 minutes trying to film that one scene.
Oh, good
Tequila.
stuff.
I like Mexico.
Good stuff. We are also sponsored by Shyworks, Iowa's customer-preferred Cerakote applicator. Check them out at shyworks.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Gab, Parler, MeWe. We specialize in crazy theme designs, anything you can think up, camos, battle warns, just anything your little heart desires.
Dicks,
power tools.
That's not even a joke. Literally dicks.
It was a dick butt. There's a difference. And that gun turned out freaking awesome. Did I tell you he's got a shotgun he wants me to do the same way now?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah. He's going to have a whole dick butt collection.
Yeah, probably.
Also at shyworks.com, you can use LSLF10 to get 10% off your order. While you're at shyworks.com, you can look at and pick up some lasered magazines, back plates for Glocks, base plates for Glocks, bases. What else you got?
Patches,
stickers, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Is the code LSLF10?
It is.
Oh, you changed it.
I added one specifically for...
There was the code FIRST10, which will get you 10% off your first order from shyworks.com. But if you're a frequent listener here, we figured we'd hook you up with not just the first order, but...
That's right.
Every order.
That's right.
If you're an LSLF supporter, you go over to Shyworks. Sam's hooking you up with 10% off.
There's also what's the other? We got another coupon code. These guys are not a sponsor. We're just throwing these out willy nilly just because we like giving you guys coupon codes. But Neomag, if you want 10% off your Neomag order, I believe that code is LSLF10 as well. And actually, I tried that the other day, and it was not 10% off. It turned out to be $10 off. So I don't know. I don't know if that's been fixed or what. So, anyways, go check that out. And,
see if you get 10% off or $10 off. Because, I mean, really, it might be more than 10%.
Go find out. It's like a fun game.
It is.
Yeah. Go check it out and order something cool. And
Can
then
we pause this? I want to try it right now.
And let us know. And actually, I love the Neo Mag. It's when I do choose to carry an extended or an extra mag, that's all I use. I don't like having other shit clipped on my belt and stuff. But.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling the same way. Like, now that we have constitutional carry, I've been carrying, and
freedom.
Yeah. Legally, I guess, is how you would put that.
I mean, carrying legally instead of illegally.
So I don't know. I thought about adding another like mag carrier, like a belt-mounted mag carrier, but I just don't. I'd rather have. I keep shit in my I keep stuff in my pockets all the time anyway, flashlights and knives and stuff. So it's easy to just.
Has there ever been a study done? Box, you might know this. Has there ever been a study done on how many self-defense shootings actually involve a reload?
That's a tough study to do, man. I doubt it.
I don't know. I feel like you could look at the typical, like the standard.
I don't care what the number is, though.
Right.
You don't give a shit what the number is. How many? What's the likelihood of any of us actually having to use our gun?
Yeah, pretty minimal, especially with where we live.
Going to be prepared as possible.
Well, I don't disagree. It
would just be interesting to know how many.
I would bet it's astronomically low. But that's our, the box is right. Be prepared as possible. So
I don't remember what it was. I was listening to something. There was a study about average number of rounds in a shooting, average number of rounds used, and.
It's pretty low.
You look at police shootings, and it was like 6, right? 5 or 6, somewhere in that range. Well, that's when they used revolvers. And then when they changed over to striker fire,
there's no way. It's got to be way higher, because every shooting I see, there's a group of them there, and every single one of them unloads.
It went up to like 14.
Yeah.
Because you shoot until it's empty. You shoot until it's empty. That's just, I think, kind of the...
shoot till they're stopped.
Yeah. But I think in most scenarios you're not making accurate shots. A lot of times they're not like.
I wonder. It'd be interesting to see how much
using fundamentals to get an accurate shot. Much they're just kind of
like if you checked out like the police training to see like if they did accuracy tests back when they were just using revolvers to see how if their accuracy diminished from revolvers to semi-autos, because I mean the American way is spray and pray. I mean anymore, But when you have a revolver, 6 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever it is, you're going to be much more careful. Yeah. I wonder if I'm just curious if there was an actual noticeable difference when they made the switch.
I would guess.
Boys and girls, do you guys want to get on to a little?
Yeah, we should probably get a move on.
We
don't got
whiskey.
Too much time today.
Yeah,
whiskey.
Of the week.
Actually, it's not whiskey of the week this week. It is wine of the week. We're going to be high class and drink a little bit of wine today.
We talked about this thing a few episodes back. Sam mentioned his girlfriend got this magnetic thing that clips onto your wine bottles, and it filters it through some magnets. And what's it supposed to do, Sam?
Let me grab the box here.
I said it right there for you. What'd you say like that?
You moved it again.
It's like I want it out of my reach.
Yeah, I'm not smart.
This is too convenient.
This is just called the Wine Clip 2. It brings out the best in every bottle of wine. And essentially what it is just magnets.
Yeah.
You put it around. It uses the power of magnets to bring out the best in any wine. It works while you pour to accelerate aeration, soften tannins, and generally improve the flavor of every wine you drink. Basically, you just clip it around the bottle, and that's all you do. You pour it through there. So, Box, hold on here. I want to do a blind test with you two, because my girlfriend got this for Christmas, and I was like, that's the dumbest thing I ever seen. I'm sorry, honey.
Yep.
But we did a blind taste test with 5 of us, and every person picked the same one that tasted better, and that was the one that was poured through the magnets. So I'm curious if you guys will notice. And the other thing we were curious about is, does it work on whiskey?
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I have my serious doubts.
I do too, just because isn't it kind of more of a red wine thing than even a white wine thing? So it's obviously something in the darker wines that makes it
interesting.
Well, it works better on red wines, obviously, than white wines. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a little blind taste test here. I'll know which one it is, but we'll mix them up too, so I can't. Okay. So I can't tell, and every person will pick there's a mark on one of the cups.
Okay.
So the first one here, I'm gonna just pour.
Box, can you see which one the mark is on?
I can't. Is this what is this? This is a Cabernet.
Is
this like a dry wine? Because I hate dry wines. Oh, great.
This is called Fat Bastard.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
All right, so here we're gonna put the.
I feel like a lot of wine companies, they're like, okay, wine's terrible. We're gonna have to go with a cool name just to sell it.
Yeah, like so. There's one of my favorites is Shiraz, which is like an Australian red wine, and
share it.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know. I'm a big fan of like dry red wines though, because especially I always saute mushrooms in red wine and put it with steak and stuff, and then
that's delicious.
And then I'll have a glass of red wine with my steak and mushrooms. And
all right,
yeah,
Johnson, take a little swig of this. I'm not going to tell you which one that is.
My palate is probably compromised over here drinking orange juice.
Mm-hmm. Drinking screwdriver.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Do we have anything to?
I will say the Fat Bastard smells good.
So I'm not going to tell you what one that is yet, but you take a little swig of it, hand it to Box.
Okay.
Here is the second.
I'm not a fan of chilled red wine either.
Here is a second taste test.
Which is weird.
Blind taste test.
I'm not a fan of chilled wines at all.
I don't like it.
That's the... So Johnson's trying the second one, and I'm not going to tell him which one that is yet. But you tell me whichever one you think tastes better. Box is taking a little swig of the second one here. Did you guys notice a difference between either of them? Was there a noticeable difference?
I think that one has it. There's more flavor to that one. Just a little bit more flavor to that one. It seems like.
Box, what was your... Did you notice a difference between the two?
He just thinks they're both gross. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't really notice a difference, no.
Let me see him.
That one, I don't know. The beginning, when it first hit my tongue,
The second one?
There wasn't much flavor there to me.
Or the first one? Or
the second one that we did.
Yeah.
I would say it's smoother.
The second one you thought was smoother?
At first, but then after a second or two, it tasted exactly like the first.
Mm-hmm. Do you notice the difference, Johnson?
Tasting them side by side, I can't hardly tell at all.
Really?
If I'm being perfectly honest. This has a little bit more... I think this one, which is the second one that we had, I feel like this one has a little bit more acidity to it. Like it... I don't know. Taste them side by side.
Did you put the clip on correctly?
Yes. I don't do a little flipperoosky.
It doesn't matter. Just taste them side by side and give me an honest opinion. Not like, oh, I know this one's had the thing on it. Tasting them side by side, one after another, I have a really hard time discerning the two.
I mean, it's a decent wine.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. It's garbage.
I think it's good.
I think there's a clear difference, like with the way it starts off.
I don't know. Let me see it.
I think there's definitely a bit of a difference.
Not enough for me to be like, ooh, wine.
Yeah. But it was weird, like when we and maybe it's different with different types of red wine too.
Or maybe you were all just drunk.
Okay.
No.
This one first mouth hit is like a little punchier than
first
this.
Mouth hit.
Yeah.
Let me try again. I'll see it.
When it first touches your tongue, this seems to be a little punchier in flavor than this. This is smoothed out a little.
We've totally mixed them both up now, haven't we?
No, I know what's what.
This is okay. It doesn't really matter. He knows what's what.
I know what one the mark is and what one.
Sam doesn't know what's what. He never knows what's what.
That's true. I mean, if you asked him to say what's what about 6 times, he would have
screwed up 5 times.
Melted into a puddle.
Hey, I beat you in a
tongue twister
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up? How bad do you feel about
some
that?
kind of weird euphemism?
You want to have a tongue twister contest?
He beat my ass in a tongue twister.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Boy. I think there's a slight difference between it.
Yeah, it's the same as last time. That one.
What one is that? What one has the mark on it?
I don't know.
Well, look.
This one. This one has the mark on it.
So you think? Okay, the one with
this one was smoother.
The one without the mark is the one that I poured through this. The one with the mark is just a normal.
So I think that's where I said like the beginning is a little punchier is where you haven't put it through the thing, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it does make a difference, which I was shocked like initially that it made any difference whatsoever, and whether it tastes like that much better or not, it doesn't. I mean, the point is it does change the flavor
a little bit. I don't think it's so much. I don't know.
But it's just interesting to me that just running it through some magnets makes any difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
I find that intriguing, or how the hell it works. Who the hell knows? I don't know. It's
know.
something to do with the tannins. It's the tannins. What are tannins, sir? I have no idea.
Softening the tannins.
I used to know what tannins were, but I forgot.
It's like glutens. What the hell are glutens? I don't know.
Aren't tannins like...
I'm gluten free. What's a gluten? I don't know. I'm free of them though.
I don't have any. I'm pretty sure.
I sure don't have none.
I want to say it's like a carbohydrate chain or something, but
anyways, we'll have to try this with the whiskey sometime. I would be absolutely shocked if it made any difference in a whiskey, but it'll be interesting to check it out.
Aren't we gonna try it right now?
Tannins are a class of astringent polyphenolic biomolecules. Can I give this
I totally understand now.
And let you try and read this word?
Sure.
If we want to be here the rest of the day.
Polyphenolic biomolecules that bind to and precipitate proteins and various other organic compounds, including amino acids and alkaloids.
I totally understand what tannins are now.
The Lloyd. If you want to do it with whiskey, that's fine, Box. Pick one out. Maybe there's Jesse. You just have to do one where you can fit the thing over the whatchamajigger.
It'll go mostly around Maker's Mark.
The whatchamajigger.
Or the Templeton Rye.
Would it fit around?
Well, we got the good ones down there.
Good.
We haven't drank those. Our top 3 that we haven't even had a competitor for. And
Maker's. It'll fit Maker's Mark. All right, you set that up. Let's shall we move on while you're getting that?
Yeah, what we got next?
Well, you guys heard about all the shit going on in
Cuba.
The world's kind of a disaster right now. South Africa, Cuba, Haiti.
What the hell's going on in South Africa?
Oh man, it's a freaking
war zone down there.
Yeah, it's pretty jacked up. Well, there's actually, and it's not.
Oh, see, now you're screwing up. You got the gap in the magnets on the bottom where you're pouring. You got to make sure you run it across the magnets.
I don't really know.
There you go.
Is the arrow supposed to be up?
The arrow is supposed to be up.
Towards the mouth of the bottle.
It's running through there, Johnson. So, but yeah, okay, whatever.
So South Africa is not getting much
publicity,
and the shit's going crazy over there. And this has actually been going on for a while over there. There's basically, I mean, there's the opposite of what's happening. Like, people hate whites over there. Mm-hmm. So at one point, a year or two ago, the government was passing like anti-white farming shit. Like, they basically were just taking people's land and shit. Mm-hmm. And today, or just a couple days ago, actually, there was a guy in one of my groups, gun groups that I'm in. He's from South Africa, actually. And his statement says, and I'll just read what he says here. Morning, guys. Today is a very dark day here in South Africa. All-out anarchy has gripped large parts of the country. Widespread riots, looting, and killing in a couple of provinces specifically. We're witnessing the early signs of state collapse. The military can only mobilize 2,500 personnel countrywide. so they're spread super thin. Zulu tribalists and black supremacists are openly inciting violence against minorities, white Indians, and Muslims chiefly. And it's just an all-out war zone over there. And he posted a bunch of pictures. I mean, there are hundreds of, like, there's this massive looting. Like, the looting that we see, like, in the last year is nothing compared to what's going on over there. I mean, there's entire, if it's a store, it's being looted, like, freaking everywhere. He posted tons of, he's got 20, 30 videos here of, and I watched one of them, and there's dead bodies just laying in the street, and they're driving by. People, well, I mean, the people are having to take up arms and defend their own shit because, I mean, it's insanity over there. In the last thing he says, God help us all. Citizens of all races and creeds are mobilizing to defend their loved ones and livelihoods. And then he says, don't ever give up your guns.
I feel like that's been a thing down in South Africa for a long time, because you see, like, a lot of these, like, rich families in South Africa, they always have, like, hired security. They have huge gates at the fronts of their properties. They have, that's like a really common thing. And people always trying to, follow their car in, get in their gate, and there's a lot of firearms in South Africa.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's a very common thing, is people trying to, break into a gated home. And
and he also stated that there was the Communist Party is, while all this is going on, the country's in total chaos, and the Communist Party is trying to do what communists do and ban personal firearms, like at the time that you need them the most. So that's going on in South Africa. Of course, Cuba is getting a lot of publicity. You guys know what's going on there. They shut off the internet in there in Cuba to kind of squelch this whole thing. So we're not getting as much information out of there as we would like.
Weird.
Right? And once again, a communist regime. And it's a very, very telling situation when our own administration will not say the word communist. They won't condemn them. They came out initially and said that all these protests were against COVID. And it's like, what? That's a slap in the face to and I mean, there's protesters being literally murdered in the streets because they're standing up against a communist regime.
You could be like the New York Times and just, say they're using words like freedom and other anti-American slogans.
Or anti-government is what they said.
Yeah, anti-government slogans.
Like it's a bad thing. Yes, freedom. I wouldn't say freedom is anti-government. If you're for authoritarian, how do you say that word?
You got it.
You got it.
You guys know what I'm
You really
trying to
stumbled
say.
through it, but you got it.
If you're for that sort of government, no,
A word.
If you're for that sort of government, then you're not for freedom. But freedom can exist with a government that respects individuals' right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It has to be a very
limited government.
And that's what our government was at one time, and that's what we have our Constitution for. But I
feel it was only that way for a couple of years.
Yeah, and it quickly was perverted. And also in Haiti, and I don't know much of the situation in Haiti, but the president of the country was murdered on a home invasion. And I did
see that country has just been riddled with shit forever.
Oh man, I had our church that we go to is we call them workers from all over the country, all over the world actually, and a couple were back in the States, and they were stationed in Haiti, and they'd been there for years, and just they were telling us some of the stories, and it's just the poverty is just. It's crazy.
Well, and they've had so much issue with hurricanes too, and just
they got hammered by that really big one years ago, and then people just
and when
said
you
they
lose
were giving
everything.
You mean earthquakes?
No, they get
or hurricanes.
Piss pounded with hurricanes.
There was a big earthquake there a few years ago too.
A couple of years ago.
Well,
I didn't know about hurricanes.
And then people say that they're giving them aid, and they come in and just fleece the country for millions of dollars and screw them over.
Yep.
Hillary Clinton. But it's
I didn't say anything, Hillary. Don't suicide me.
Box, before I forget, did you notice a difference in the whiskey?
I don't know.
Did it make any change
whatsoever? He did the same thing as with the whiskey. He went
after
he drank it anyway.
I think it's possible that it could have been a little bit smoother, but it also could have been just because it was the second drink. Someone else might have to try it.
Right.
Don't look at me like that.
Oh, come on, guys. I'm sick over here, and I'm the one getting drunk.
Pour them up both. Well, if
you're supposed to gargle it, Box.
I'm not gargling whiskey.
So that's the one without. That's the one with, apparently?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so first, without. It's a smooth smoke. Pleasant.
We're really bouncing all over the place here.
Mm-hmm.
We're good at that. Not really.
Our listeners are used to that. All right. Not bad.
So
little burn action.
Well, I wonder what it would affect in the whiskey.
The tannins.
The tannins.
The tannerite in the whiskey.
Oh.
No.
Didn't do anything.
I don't notice much.
Yeah.
But it's hard to. I'm sure maybe it changed the flavor, but it's hard to tell with the burn of a whiskey.
Yeah.
It's not noticeable enough to be worth however much you paid for that thing.
Well, like I said, and I bet it's different with different wines.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that first wine, there was 5 of us, 5 or 6 of us that all picked the one. This tastes better.
Yeah.
So maybe it's different with if they're not as dry or more flavorful to start off with.
How many of you are wine drinkers?
Who's not a wine drinker?
Me?
You.
I drink wine.
You're not a wine drinker. You'll drink wine at like a holiday or something, and you'll just get the cheapest shit that you can find. You're not a wine drinker.
Yeah.
I drink wine.
You don't go seek out different...
Actually, me and my girlfriend drink wine occasionally, but you're right, not very often. I probably don't drink it as much as you. Anyways,
That's not what I was trying to get at all. Thanks for making me sound like a drunk.
Sorry.
Jesus.
But back to the South Africa, Cuba, and Haiti thing. I think. Do you guys have anything to add to what you guys know? Anything about what's going on in those countries at all? Like, I mean, have you seen a whole lot?
I haven't seen a whole lot. I try and stay as far away from social media as possible. So it's like I don't really see a whole lot of it because I don't watch the news either. So I just kind of try and stay in my own little bubble. Yeah, but I mean, it just seems to me like in countries with communist rule, generally the public is impoverished, right? They're usually a poverty-riddled nation.
Well, 100%.
In general, right?
Yeah.
So they make it sound really good. Everybody gets down into poverty, and when people are in poverty, they're looking for somebody to blame as to why they're poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in those cases, it's the government. And people don't like, you guys are living a life of luxury. You're driving around in fucking my box, and I'm sitting here eating rice 3 times a day trying to survive.
Right.
And that's when they get mad and they try to fight back. So it's usually a case of communists get too much power. They make the public poor.
Finance their lavish lifestyles.
Yep. And then the public fights back.
Yeah. But I think the whole moral of the story is don't ever, ever, ever give up your right to defend yourself. Because, I mean, that's... In Cuba, I doubt they're able to have any guns whatsoever in Cuba. I'd be very surprised. South Africa, I think they are allowed to have them. Actually, somebody messaged a Facebook page the other day, a couple days ago, who was in South Africa. And I can't import-export, so I couldn't help him. But there is a certified applicator in South Africa that I hooked him up with. So whether he has anything done there or not, I don't know. But don't ever, ever, ever give up your... And Calion Noir brought this up the other day about the situation in these countries. And he made a good point that it's not like... The Second Amendment in our Constitution, it doesn't grant us anything. It doesn't grant us nothing. It doesn't. All it does is codify our right to self-defense. And self-defense is not an American ideal. It's not a freedom ideal. It's a natural human instinct. Like when there's something going on, when somebody is oppressing you and trying to kill you or whatever, you're going to pick up a gun and defend yourself if it's there. That's a natural.
You're going to pick up any kind of tool,
absolutely.
A hammer, a rock, a stick. It doesn't matter. You're going to defend yourself.
That is ingrained in us. That is a natural instinct. And freedom, that's just all that is codifying our natural instinct to do things. And in countries that have banned guns, that's going against the natural order of things. It is unnatural to not be able to protect yourself. That's 100%. That there's no other way.
Yeah. And once you ban guns, then the problem, even if you do, successfully remove a majority of the guns from your country, you're just shifting the problem somewhere else, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then you just blame something else versus
and then,
trying to figure out how to, keep your people mentally stable, keep your citizens, in good mental health and not be a lunatic.
Yeah. And, it's...
And you just get people stabbing people. You do like England and ban knives, and pretty soon people are going to be strangling people and beating people to death with sticks and rocks and hammers, and you know.
And that's one thing that I always get in a lot of arguments on Facebook. You guys know this, but the one thing when it's about gun violence, there's always, every single time they speak about this, it's always gun violence. And I says, do you care about violence? Because you're clearly stating your agenda. There's no such
thing as gun violence. There is just violence. There can be violence committed with guns. There can be violence committed with rocks. There can be violence committed with all hands and feet.
Yep.
There is no such thing as gun violence.
And when was the last time that anybody addressed, we need to put a stop to violence? That's never, ever, ever about that. Yep. It's about, guns, violence. And that's so frustrating that they push their agenda. Well, they make it blatantly clear that they're pushing an agenda rather than they're acting like, we care. Then stop pushing your agenda on people and actually do something to stop violence.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's very clear, like at least to most of us, I think that they just don't want us to have guns in order to be able to control us better. Mm-hmm. They don't like something like what's going on in Cuba right now. You can't do that. We outnumber the military, how many times to one, and they can't use the military against us on our own country, like in our own country.
Yeah.
So it's like it doesn't.
Cuba would be whole nother story if they were allowed to defend themselves properly. Box, do you have any thoughts on this?
Nope.
Okay. It's just frustrating to see. And the other thing that really, really pisses me off, like I said, I mentioned this administration refusing to actually say what the issue is in Cuba. But then Black Lives Matter, of course, come out and they didn't blame. They specifically refused to blame the communists in Cuba that have caused all those issues in Cuba, and instead, guess who they blamed? The U.S.
Oh, yeah.
For it's a fucking communist regime there, that are causing all these problems, but blame the U.S. for wanting to give them freedom, Yeah. It's working great for us, but, I don't know. It's just, they're showing their true colors, sympathizing with communists and refusing to it used to be we had world wars to kill communists, and the whole country was against them, and now they freaking sympathize with them and don't want to offend them.
Isn't that crazy?
God forbid we offend any of these.
So fast.
Right. And John Cena apologizing to China over his Taiwan comment.
Kick him right in the face.
Yeah, he's a douche canoe. I used to have respect for him. Not anymore. Box, you want to play some games?
Yes.
Are you excited for some games?
I'm real excited.
It's the LSLF games.
Actually,
what do you got going on here? Anyways?
What I did, I actually invented this game last night. So,
oh God, how drunk were you?
Oh boy,
not drunk at all. So it might be a giant failure, but it could be a lot of fun. I call it Patriots Poker.
Ooh.
Okay.
He came up with a cool name and
Fuck
everything.
yeah. This game is gonna go worldwide, man. Somebody's gonna monetize off of this.
Are you sure it's not just going to go countrywide?
A ton of fucking money. I don't know. Okay, so how this game works, I have one suit of cards, ace through 9 here, and I'll deal one card to each of you. The point of the game is to end up with the highest card at the end of each round. So it's kind of a mind game. So I'll deal one card to each of you, and starting with the person left of the dealer, Johnson will say whether or not he wants to keep his card or if he wants to trade his card. But he doesn't trade it. He just says, I like this card or I don't like this card. And then we move on to you, Sam, where you have to make the decision whether or not you would like to trade your card with him or not. So
Okay,
you can trade with him if you would so choose. If you think he's bluffing or if you think he actually has a terrible card or a good card. So you can trade at that point. Then we move on to the third person, and he can choose whether or not he wants to trade with either one of you. And his nostrils are flaring and it's throwing me out. He looks very confused. The rules are very simple, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to keep it or do you want to trade it?
And then at the end of each round we flip, and obviously
So whether
card loses.
Whether Johnson says he wants to keep it or trade his, I can take his if I want to or not.
Yes. And if
Okay.
somebody wants to take your card, you have no choice. Obviously,
Okay.
you need to give your card up. And then at each round, like I said, I only have ace through 9 here. At the end of each round, those 3 cards are then discarded, and we do 3 rounds until
so
all 9 cards are gone.
what if, like, say I want to keep my card and you two both want to trade? Do you trade with each other or you just get to take whoever the hell's card you want?
The only way the second player can trade is with the first player. The third player is the one that can trade with either two of them.
So
yes.
the dealer can trade with whoever they want.
Correct.
And the first player doesn't get to trade with anybody?
No, he's got to kind of play mind games and trick one of you into thinking he has a good card or a bad card.
Okay.
And then at the end of each round, I've got 3 shots back here. I've got a good shot, an all right shot,
Oh, Christ.
and a real bad shot. And the lowest card in each round has to take one of those shots. I've got a way to do that also, which we can figure out when we get there.
All right.
Yes,
How many rounds are we going here?
3 rounds.
We're going to be doing 3 shots here?
Yeah, only one person.
One person
around.
It might be. It might be 3 shots if you lose all 3 times.
Well, there's a good possibility.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, I guess let's give this a go. It's called Patriot Poker.
Patriot Poker, huh?
Correct.
Copyright Box 2021. All right, Johnson.
I'll trade you.
He's already confused.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's trade. No, was that a good trade or not? Now I say whether I want to keep it.
No, it's up to me. I'll take yours.
Obviously, you wanted to trade because you traded with me.
Right.
Yeah.
So you already said whether you wanted to keep or trade.
All right, but I didn't know if we had.
Oh no! After you already made that decision.
Okay.
So now Box gets to.
I'm gonna take yours, Sam.
Okay.
You better not f me over here.
Well, I really got here because I thought it was through 9. I thought you said ace through 9.
It is.
It is.
Oh, okay. Ace being low, up through 9.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Ace is low, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I went.
So that's it. That's the whole round right there.
Ace through 9. I was thinking more like.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that.
Like euchre, ace through 9 being the low card.
Yeah, that was this probably worked out for the best here because I definitely got your ace.
Yep. I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell Sam. Yeah, I'll trade it. That fucking sucks. Turns out, really did. I got the highest card.
So you actually have 3 shots poured back there?
Yep. Oh boy.
Okay, how do you determine what you got to take? Boy, those are big shot glasses too.
No, well, it's a shot.
Just single shot glasses. Okay. I've got 3 cards here that I'm putting on each shot. And then I've got to pick one of these other 3 cards here, and
that's going to tell you which one you get.
Which shot I got.
If you're just listening to the podcast, Box has an ace, I have a 3, Johnson has a 4. So Box has the lowest. Now he's determining which shot.
I'm going to be pretty upset if I...
Through some kind of sorcery, he's got 3... I'm assuming you have an ace. So he's got an ace, a 2, and a 3 on top of the 3 shot glasses.
Yes.
And he's got, I'm assuming, an ace, 2, and 3.
Correct.
On face down on the table, so he's going to pick one of those in whichever corresponding shot. All right.
This is... God, I have a feeling this is not going to work out in my favor.
We need an overhead camera for this.
Okay, so whatever... Now explain this.
Whatever card I pick, that's the shot I take.
Okay, so those are you got an ace 2 3 under
Correct.
there as well. Yep. Okay, so there's an ace 2 3 on the shot glasses. He has an ace 2 3 that he's going to flip over, and whatever card he flips.
I'm a little nervous because I know what I poured.
Do you know what shots what?
No, I don't.
Okay,
that's partly why I did it this way too, so I can't just choose one.
So you're not even going to know when you take the swig how horrible it's going to be.
He's got. I have an idea.
Is it like dead Nazi type of shit, or is it just like?
So I'm guessing it's like one of them Seagram 7, one of them is Smirnoff vodka, and one I don't know what the hell he put in the other one. He might have like orange
juice. Is there tequila here?
Do
we have tequila here?
There is. And I'm not gonna lie, just looking at this, guys, I think I know which one it is, and I think you guys have both lucked out here.
That's the real bad one.
I think so.
Is that?
I'm gonna take it, and I'll tell you what it is if it is.
It's got to be like 10 high or some of our garbage.
No, it's worse.
Worse than 10 high?
I wasn't f***ing around here, guy.
Oh, do we have tequila here? We do. We got Patron tequila. That's
is it a Prairie Fire?
There's no
I don't want to. I don't want to sniff it. I am not. I honestly might throw up.
I think it is tequila. Because Box is not a tequila guy.
I'm nervous. I'm like shaking
nothing
here,
like
guy.
Tequila at 10:30 on a Sunday morning.
I was sitting at Dusky's like Thursday afternoon at like 5 o'clock because golf league, whatever. Jarrett came in and ordered a tequila. I'm like, what the? Who drinks a tequila shot at 5 o'clock?
Do you need to hold my hand?
I'm like,
all right, do it up, Box.
I'm jittery as right now. God, I don't want to do this.
If you're starting to get a cold, this will clear you out.
I'm not. So it's in one way or the other.
Well, maybe it's a good shot.
Well, Sam did say his guy that he worked with said to gargle it, so maybe gargle it.
Gargle it a little bit.
Not gargling this. I don't want to do this. Okay.
I bet it's
just
a Prairie
open
Fire.
the gullet.
I bet it's a Prairie Fire.
It's not a Prairie Fire. He didn't put hot sauce in it.
I need a chaser here.
We got Tabasco. Maybe it was.
Yeah, it was tequila. Definitely.
If you guys are just watching, if you can't watch the video, if you're just listening to the podcast, he's really, really struggling.
No, what that was the mango habanero, tequila, and Tabasco.
Oh my God, dude! I would have killed you if you gave me that.
So you went full blown Prairie Fire. You went tequila with Tabasco and mango.
I didn't even know what a Prairie Fire was. I was just like, this looks terrible, and this looks terrible.
I love how
I've really f***ed myself over here the
last 2 weeks. Yeah, he's been hoping he's.
I was bringing you the Sprite for.
No, the OJ's.
He's been hoping he's. The last 2 weeks, he was hoping to screw me over with shit, and
he's really hosed himself.
I really have been, and I don't really have. I mean, another thought I did have also was we add up our points at the end, and there's also a loser, but
yeah,
that's mostly just for the glory at this point.
Right.
I don't have an ultimate loser.
All right, so do we reuse?
No, those get discarded. Those are done now.
So realistically, you could count cards pretty easy on this and figure out who's got a chance.
I mean,
having what.
A smart person could do that.
Right.
I certainly couldn't.
I love that movie, 21.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good movie.
All right,
how you doing over there?
It's
Box?
not going away.
God, I'm glad I didn't have to do that. So the other 2 shots are not near as bad.
No.
Mango.
There's one.
Mango tequila.
The mango habanero tequila.
So technically, shouldn't he go first this time? Are we rotating?
Yeah, this would mean you're the dealer. Yes, we do rotate
okay.
each time. So, yeah, Johnson's the dealer this time.
So you're first.
I want to keep mine.
Did you even look at it?
Yes.
Okay.
Box.
You gonna keep it?
He's thinking about going to throw up right now.
No, I'm almost over it. It's still burning, but yeah, I think. I mean, I'm gonna roll with this.
Okay. I'm gonna keep mine.
So nobody's gonna nobody's
Nope.
gonna change anything. Ooh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Interesting.
What do we got? Who's bluffing and who's
2, 1.
Oh, son of a bitch! An 8 and a fucking 9.
So Johnson wins that round. Johnson has a 9, Box has an 8, and Sam has a 6 with the low card.
Sam is
there you go,
the
Sam.
loser.
So I got to take one of these 2, or there's a 2 and a 3.
So you got the 2 and the 3 left
of diamonds on top of this. Easy killer. Jiminy Christmas! Almost spilled my wonderful wine. All right, I'm gonna go with this side. It's a 2.
Okay. Do it to it, Lars.
So
you don't need to be too worried since I already got the bad one out of the way for you.
Right. You just got a
maybe
good and a medium.
I bet this is
no sniffing either.
No sniffing.
No, you just gotta take it down.
No,
I didn't. Why would I sniff it? I already knew what was.
He's like, I see a drip of Tabasco
think-
sauce.
Yeah, that's what gave it.
That.
That's what gave it away.
I think this is just straight whiskey.
Okay. Well, don't sniff it. Just let her rip.
I don't want to do a shot on a Sunday morning. I feel like
Neither did I.
I think I like this game, but maybe we should tweak it again so we don't turn into raging alcoholics.
Nonsense. We're not going to be doing all of our shows on Sunday mornings.
It's not like we're playing this all day, every day.
Oh, I hate cinnamon.
Ooh.
Cinnamon?
That had to have been toasted caramel black velvet.
It tasted like cinnamon to me.
That was dark honey.
Ooh, the dark
What?
honey Seagram.
Yeah, that was
Are you sure?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It had a freaking cinnamon taste.
That was it, man.
What is this card? Oh, that was my first.
I don't know. That didn't taste anything like honey. It tasted like cinnamon. Like they put a big red in a liquor bottle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked that dark honey stuff.
Oh, this is the last shot. So.
Yeah, we don't really need.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
This would mean
I'm not a huge fan of this.
He is the dealer. He goes last. You're first. I'm second. He's last.
We'll just deal them out.
Yep.
Did we do that last one? I
That's
thought
all we
I
did.
opened. I thought I opened last time.
No, I went first and told Sam that I wanted to trade. He traded with me. You took Sam's. That was the end of it. Then I went this last time. He went first, said he wanted to keep his. You wanted to keep yours. I wanted to keep mine.
Yeah. So it's up to me this time.
Okay.
Okay, Box, what do you want?
I think I want to get rid of it.
Okay, I'm going to keep mine.
All the pressure is on Sam now. He's like, he's playing with my mind.
Okay, Box said, do you want to keep it?
No, Box wanted to get rid of his.
No, he said he wanted to keep it. Didn't you?
No, he said he wanted to get rid of it.
Oh, you said you want to get rid of it. You said
I said no, I want to keep mine.
you want to keep it.
Keep in mind, these are the only 3 cards left.
Yep. And I know exactly what they are.
Do you?
Yeah.
I haven't kept it. Well, I guess the discard.
How do you know exactly what they are?
Because I know we used ace through 9, and I know exactly what's been discarded, so I know the 3 cards that are left.
He actually has a memory and can remember that shit, unlike me.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to take boxes.
Well, I know I didn't lose. I didn't get the lowest card. I got the 5. So one of you has a 2 and one of you has a 7.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow, this game does not work out in Box's favor.
Snuck by.
See, that's the problem with this game, though, because, like, if a person says, like, the first few rounds, it was pretty clear that if a person says, I want to get rid of it, that they really wanted to keep it. And if they said, I want to keep it, they really wanted to get rid of it.
Not true. In my case, I said I wanted
Yeah.
But after a few rounds of this,
but that was also because I thought the ace was high. So
after a few rounds of this, it's just going to be everybody's just going to there's going to be no way to tell.
Yeah.
I got this idea from a game. There's this British show called 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdowns. It's just like
what?
Fuck it. Yeah, it does.
What?
The title doesn't make any sense. It's the Jimmy Carr show where it's just gibberish. But they play a game on there every now and then called Carrot in a Box, where it's just two guys. They each have a box, and one of the boxes have a carrot in it. And then one of the guys looks and checks if he has a carrot in the box, and he says, I want to keep it or I want to get rid of it. So the other guy has to figure out if he's bluffing or full of shit. So I wanted to incorporate that. I thought about just playing Carrot in a Box with you guys. It wouldn't really work.
Wow. Is that a television show?
It is. It's mostly just fucking people sitting around being dipshits. It's supposed to be a game show. It's 45 minutes long, but the intro takes like 15 minutes because they just sit there and take.
So much like our podcast,
except much more organized and funny. Yes.
Yeah. That'd be easy to do. Well, this is the easy one, right?
Yeah, it's just
7-Up
water.
Or Sprite.
Oh, it's water, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I think I deserve it.
I don't know. This is I like the game, but I don't necessarily want to drink. Let's be honest. I'm going to lose a lot.
Apparently not.
Don't suck so much. I don't know what to tell you. Learn to remember 9 cards.
It's only one shot. I mean, we do that.
Yeah, but if you
on
lose
whiskey of the week,
if you lose twice or 3 times,
it's not always necessarily going to be.
Then you're going to walk out of here and not be legal to drive.
It's
home.
not always necessarily going to be whiskey though either.
Right.
What do you guys?
What
think
if I just piss in one of them and that's the bad one?
Boy,
I'm just saying.
What do you guys think of the old Conor McGregor fight?
Didn't watch it.
I think Conor's a douche.
Yeah,
you're not a fan. I know he was. Well, if you didn't,
he's such a loudmouth. But I will say it's kind of like the whole Paul brothers versus Mayweather type of thing. It's like we're just going to cause a bunch of drama, so it's everywhere on the internet, and we just make more money.
Yep.
I think that's what Conor McGregor's about. I'm going to be a loudmouth asshole just so I get paid more.
Yeah, but if you didn't see the fight, I didn't watch the fight. I just watched he ended up breaking his leg.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really weird. He stepped back onto it, and then his leg just gave out.
So he had a kick. He kicked the guy in the shin, and it broke his leg when he kicked the guy, and then he went to step back on it, and it folded over.
Yeah, and it was kind of a brutal injury. It was because
it broke. Sounds like what happened to Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Except I hated that.
That was way worse.
His broke right when he kicked him, so you could watch it wrap around the dude's leg. Mm-hmm. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But anyway, McGregor, he
was going to lose the fight regardless.
He showed no class because after he's sitting there up against the fence, and then he starts talking about the dude's girlfriend or whatever,
his wife and his kid or something too.
Calling her a hoe and saying he's going to slide into her DMs or something. I'm like, dude, I mean, show a little bit of class, at least a little bit. But Jesus, man,
real douche canoe.
That he took that way too far. There's trash talk, and then there's taking shit too far.
Well, he was posting shit on Twitter and stuff about it too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, about the guy's daughter, I think.
Yeah, that's
real piece of work.
That's not cool. I used to be a McGregor fan back when before he started.
When he was on the come up, when he was.
Right, because he was cocky and shit then, but he wasn't. But he
was entertaining at that point.
Yeah.
There's, just look at professional wrestlers; they're all cocky to be entertaining.
Right.
But then,
speaking of
when you're just being a dickhead.
Yeah. Did you see Goldberg? And was
Goldberg's
on, was
garage.
On, well, did you see he was on Demo Ranch?
Yeah.
They did that. Demo bought that freaking 50 cal Browning. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. But you know how much a string of that freaking 50 cal has to cost?
Christ.
I bet for one string of it's probably $1,000. I would think, depending on how many is on the string. I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know if they're 100-round belts.
Question: would you rather have a 50 cal Madus or a minigun?
Minigun.
Yeah. minigun.
Actually, I know someone with a minigun. I called him the other day, and he completed.
Like a 5.56 minigun or
308.
It's 308.
Yeah.
And this son of a bitch is like 5 foot long. It's not one of the like little guys, but he bought it. He's at 0702.
Yeah.
So he can manufacture shit, but I don't know how the hell he even got his hands on it. Because you got to buy it like
that kind of thing. You just don't ask questions. You just say that's cool.
Well, he does everything by the book, but I don't know how the hell he got his hands on it because you can't buy like as a manufacturer, as an SOT. I'm gonna be an SOT, but I can't just go buy machine guns.
No.
Like I gotta have a law letter if I want to buy. Like say I want an MP5, I'd have to have a law letter, from a department saying, hey, we want to test this out, and then once it comes in, then I have the law letter to go with it, and I can possess it. That's okay. Like I can't just buy machine guns for shits and giggles. As a manufacturer, you can manufacture whatever the hell you want.
So I'm assuming he can just purchase parts to manufacture his own.
Right.
So you contact the company that makes it, say I need a barrel assembly.
I don't know if it works like that because there's going to be some serialized part in there that's the actual machine gun part, I would assume. And you couldn't purchase that. It would have to be a kit or a jig or because when you purchase say you want to purchase a full auto AK that you can
what if it was a
manufacture?
What if it was a non-operating military, blew the barrel out of it or something?
And that could have been.
He bought it
as long as it's like, and they say like demilled. Like I'm thinking about buying like a demilled AK. That means the receiver is cut in half, and then you got to remanufacture it, weld it back together and such. So I don't know what he did, but I'm really freaking jealous. He has this thing mounted on his Humvee. I was like, oh, that'd be so awesome.
I saw something just yesterday. I don't know. It could be total fucking bullshit too. It's just a picture I came across. Some private citizen bought a fucking minigun off like a airplane.
The Vulcan cannon.
Yeah, like the whole fucking setup and shit. They said they weigh like 250 pounds or something like that.
What is that? Had to have been just like a 308 minigun then, right?
No,
that was it was off of a fucking plane,
like a GAU 10.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know how he would have purchased it though, because
well, and that's what I mean. Like that had to weigh more than 25 or 250 pounds.
You would think. But I don't know.
Do you guys remember when Full Mag did?
Keep in mind that's unloaded.
Yeah, but Full Mag did that. Didn't they have like a
Black Rifle mounted
Prius?
a Vulcan on a Prius? Yeah. But this was like the whole fucking assembly. At least the picture that was going along with it.
Yeah.
It showed just the fucking. They had it on like a cart out on the runway and shit. And it didn't really look like.
I wonder if I
that
could
wouldn't
get.
Be a GAU 8.
I wonder if I could get a police department to sign off on a minigun.
No.
Hey, we want to look at this minigun. What do you need a minigun for? Mind your business.
Fun.
Riot control.
We got a severe drug problem in this town.
Yeah.
The drug houses, we're just gonna start freaking
cutting them in
doing
half.
Drive-bys.
Is there anybody in there?
Not anymore.
So Johnson, what do you know about this White House flagging information, flagging stuff online?
So the press secretary, Raggedy Ann, was basically saying that the White House feels that Facebook is not doing a good enough job flagging posts about misinformation. Or disinformation. I don't remember what she called it. I believe
misinformation.
Misinformation.
That's the big.
That's their buzzword.
Yeah, the buzzword. That's what I was looking for.
So they feel. She said that the White House or the administration or the White House feels that Facebook is not doing a good enough job at monitoring these posts with misinformation.
Is she high?
And I have no idea.
She's Jen Psaki. She's just dumb as.
Probably lightheaded, if I had to guess. I mean, that everybody in that White House is like nothing. The engine's running, but nobody's behind the wheel.
So essentially, what they're doing is they're supposedly telling Facebook what posts they don't like, so they can flag them.
Or that, or they have their own means of flagging posts. themselves. I'm not sure what is true, but I'm assuming that probably the White House they have people who are.
Yeah, I never thought of that. I'm
being in control of that part of Facebook, and
now that I think
their
about
own
it,
shit.
It's pretty unlikely that the government doesn't have someone that has total
control
access
of Facebook,
to that kind of shit
on
Facebook.
Which is, I'm sorry, that's 100% blatant First Amendment violation.
Yeah.
Period.
Because they say it's a private company, but if the government's involved in it, it's not a private company.
Well, but that's
anymore.
like saying that the government can violate people's rights as long as they're going through a private company. That's like saying if they want to confiscate guns, all they have to do is pay this freaking mercenary group to go out and take people's guns, and it's okay because a private company is doing it.
Well, that's what they do all the time in foreign countries. Why wouldn't they do it in our own country?
Yeah, but and
I'm just saying they pay contractors
all
over the world.
I posted this article, and this just came to light. Like Jen just said this week in one of her White House press briefings.
One of the other things that I want to say that she said was that social media and traditional media need to do a better job about people who are spreading misinformation, and that we need to set up rules, and we need to make sure we have guidelines that people need to follow, because it's not right if you're banned from one platform for spreading misinformation that you're not banned on others. She thinks that if you're spreading misinformation, I put big air quotes around misinformation on Facebook, you should be completely deplatformed. You should be banned from every bit of social media. Because if you're spreading misinformation on Facebook, you're going to do it everywhere else too.
But
so just
misinformation, that's whatever the hell they say it is, even if it's not the truth. Like, and it's
people don't get that. They're like, I don't agree with that. This is misinformation.
It's blatantly obvious that the truth and what the administration wants to say is the truth, and not with just this administration. It was the same way with the last one, and the freaking one before that, and the one before that, and the dozens before that.
Yep.
They should have no say in what is actually true.
There's just a big transition from traditional media to social media.
How can there not be?
I think over the last two administrations, just the transition from traditional media and them having control over what was said and what was spread to people all the time, versus now this age of social media where people who are free thinkers can share their opinions, and have them heard by potentially millions of people, right? They want to get that shut down because they're like, whoa. If we don't control the narrative, in traditional media, they could control the narrative, but in social media, they don't have as much control. So that's why they're trying to get the reins on it. And this whole misinformation
but
thing.
that's blatantly, I'm sorry, but it's blatantly unconstitutional. You can't do that.
It is, but they've had that control over the traditional media for decades.
Yeah.
Over newspapers and radio and TV news. They've had that control forever. So
true.
Why are they, why would they we'll just give it up on social media. We'll just let people say it, and spread whatever kind of news and truth they want. No, they're going to be like, whoa, we don't want this shit getting out because we want to have control over what people hear. That's how it's been for decades. So that they want to keep that control. So that's why they're trying to, and that's COVID has been a huge help because they can say that people are spreading misinformation about COVID, and it's about public health. This is an issue about.
No, it's never been about public health.
But that's what they can say.
I know.
They can say, this is an issue of public health, because if people are spreading misinformation about COVID and the vaccine, that's posing a real problem, and that's dangerous for public health if these people are spreading misinformation. Boom.
No.
Silence them. That way only one side of the story is told.
But it's no different than paying a private company to gather private information on American citizens and then give it back to the government.
That's
the same
wrong.
thing.
It's wrong. Nobody's arguing.
And there's 100% they are arguing. Like one of my friends, I posted this article.
None of us are arguing.
I posted this article that says this is a blatant unconstitutional. You can't do this. Well, no, Facebook's a private company. They can do what they want. I said, so as long as the government violates your rights through a private company, that's not unconstitutional. Right. And he says, I'm going to type it slower this time. It's a private company. They can do what they want. Like, as long as, this person, I've never seen him post anything pro freedom. It's always the government. he posts Facebook fact checks constantly. Whatever Facebook says is true. Whatever some mainstream media says is true. The White House.
Hey, Mike Tyson, I didn't know you were with us today.
The White House.
Yeah, so the White House
basically, I mean, we talked about 1984 last podcast. There's what they had. I think there was this book, The Ministry of Truth. How is this any different? This is 100% the Ministry of Truth, because whatever they say is false information.
Yep.
Is whatever is the only thing that's allowed to be presented to the public.
Whatever they say is wrong is wrong. It doesn't matter if the truth of history or any of that. Whatever they say is right, and whatever they say is wrong is wrong.
But the internet is too powerful for them to squelch.
Yeah,
the truth is going to get out, whether it's the truth or theories or.
That's not necessarily true, because look at China. They just limit what you can see on the internet. They censor the hell out of the internet in China. They don't have YouTube in China. They don't have Facebook in China. They say no to all that shit, because if people found out what truly is going on in the rest of the world and how shitty their country is, they'd have a problem on their hands.
Right, but they've been doing that for years.
I know.
And Americans, we've been exposed to free thinking and the internet for long enough. Yes, but it
only takes 2 generations, man. All you got to do is get elementary school kids now, tell them that freedom is bad and that the internet, Facebook and the government, they're all controlling of everything and everything's right. When they grow up that way and they tell their kids that too, boom, fixed it.
Right. And somebody posted a thing, why censorship? Let me.
It's a Google search that says why censorship is. And then Google has a bunch of suggestions. It says is necessary or is good and shit like that.
My phone doesn't auto-populate. I think it's good. Oh, the first thing is why censorship is bad in schools. The second is why it's important, why it's good in schools. It was important in schools and is important for us. And then it goes into why censorship is required. So probably 60% of the results here are why censorship is good.
Yeah.
I don't know. But censorship, it's not good in any way. No. It's just not. It's like there's no way that you can argue, well, it's for the greater good. It's for public health. No. Let people make their own fucking minds up.
Yep.
It's my health is up to me, not you. My health is up to me, not the government. There's no way you can't say that censorship is good. It's because it's not. You're only giving me part of the information that I need to make my own personal decisions. But the problem is they don't think that my health is my decision anymore. They don't think the crowd that says my body, my choice for the last 50 years doesn't truly believe that. They only believe it matters when you want to murder your child.
My body, my choice in this case.
Yeah,
right.
My body, my choice when it comes to abortion, but not when it comes to you getting vaccinated.
Yeah, and that's where we're getting.
You have to take this drug because the government said so. The government said that I can't have an abortion, but it's my body, my choice. I don't believe the government on this thing, but I do believe them on this thing, so do you.
And I'm not saying
people like that are idiots.
I'm not saying that COVID's not real. In fact, I just had an acquaintance on Facebook. He just got out of a week stint. 28-year-old guy just got out of a week stint in the hospital for COVID. He had pneumonia real bad. He was on oxygen for a week in the hospital. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like he's going to have lifelong
respiratory problems,
issues from this. So I'm not saying it's not real. 100% is. But anything that the government wants me to take this bad, as far as vaccines, they're spent billions on whatever it is. Nah, I don't want it.
Well,
I just don't want it. I don't.
I mean, it's always and it's definitely the case of rules for thee, but not for me. You look at all these guys from all these people from Texas
flying without masks
on, but
three of them got COVID.
Yeah. But
they keep,
we got to make sure that everybody on airplanes everybody has to have their vaccination to fly anywhere. And, you got to do all this bullshit, jump through all these hoops, wear your mask, this and that. But, it's all people in the government for the state. Oh yeah, you guys can just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and just
rules for thee, but not for me. And
just
that
to
really
make,
bugs the shit out of
just
me.
to make it clear, if you want to take the vaccine, if you want to wear a mask, that's 100% your fault.
Yeah.
But your choice.
Yeah.
But you should have all the information. That's all I'm saying. You should have the information, and it shouldn't be
the biggest
biased
thing,
information.
I don't even care. I don't even care if you make a stupid decision. In my opinion, I think it's a dumb decision. But if you want to make that decision, not
That's
having
your
all the
decision to
information,
make.
I don't care. But just don't tell me that I need to do the same thing as you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You know?
and my vaccine
That's like-
only vaccine only works if you take it too, Johnson.
Yeah.
What?
That-
not how that's supposed to work.
And it's like somebody buying a car and saying you need to buy this Toyota 4Runner too.
Yeah.
I bought this car, so you need to buy one too. No. I can I don't understand how people they can separate how they, see people make decisions. And it's okay for so-and-so for you to make decisions about these aspects of your life, but not others.
Americans
you don't go tell a cancer patient you have to take chemo and radiation. You can't do anything else. Nope. This is what you need to do.
But
no,
that's the whole point of what this pandemic they've taken opportunity to do is your body is no longer your choice. The government is in control of your health and your information. Like everything they've done because of this pandemic has been 100% anti-freedom.
Yeah. And this whole door-to-door
anti-choice.
This whole door-to-door vaccine thing
I hope they show up at my door.
God.
I'm hoping they do. I got a couple of Desert Eagles up in the shop right now. Just maybe shove one of those in my pants and answer the door. And
maybe you don't want to be putting this out on the internet, Sam.
My house, I can have whatever the hell I want strapped on me. Second Amendment, bitch.
I just don't understand the thought. Who the hell showed up at the Monday morning meeting and was like, you know what? We're going to go door to door and make sure people are getting
who
this.
thought this was a good idea? But that is also telling people that they know who's vaccinated.
Oh, yeah, there's
not.
definitely a record of who's vaccinated and who's not.
Did you guys see? I saw something a while back. It was another meme. Said they're starting to require vaccine passports and cards and shit like that. And this guy was like, I can't wait till people ask to see my COVID-19-11. And he had like a vaccine card
on the grips.
In the grips, yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was pretty great.
I can't wait for people to ask to see my COVID card.
Johnson, you want to bitch some more? Let's hear about this T-Rex arms
dude, what a bunch
situation
of
going on.
Blown out internet drama, dude.
A lot of bitching today.
God. So T-Rex arms, as you guys I'm sure are aware, does a bunch of videos. I think he's a big Instagram dude. He's probably got one of the best Instagram videos or feeds in the industry, just because of they put a lot of production quality into their shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make sure it's cloudy and overcast, and they put kind of a blue color tint to all their shit so it looks scientific and cool, and put a lot of production value into anything they put out.
It's got to be cloudy every time they film.
It seems like it is.
Where are they in Oregon?
Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
But they've done a lot of really good things for the Second Amendment community. He basically puts out. They do everything they put on Instagram and YouTube and all that stuff. They've never monetized any of it. They're big proponents of people being prepared, right? And having the gear that they need to be prepared, yada yada. Yes, they're a business. They want to sell shit, right? That's the end of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But one big thing that they've done for kind of their local community as far as Pro 2A stuff, they took it in their hands to repeal a long-time ammo tax in the state of Tennessee, in their home state. They got an ammo tax repealed. They headed it all up. They funded it, paid for the attorney fees, yada, yada. So they're doing good things for the industry, and they're trying really hard. And basically this whole drama started because in a lot of videos, Lucas, one of the owner of T-Rex Arms, one of the owners,
it's the founder and the CEO.
Founder and CEO, yeah. a lot of times he'll allude to and have pictures and stuff of like military and LE, right, type guys that he's teaching at a course. And he basically says that he is, worked with special operations teams and SWAT teams and this and that. And that rubs a lot of people in the industry along the wrong way because he doesn't have any military or LE background.
But he's not teaching, like you said earlier, he's not teaching tactics. He's just teaching manipulation.
He's basically, his stance is, I'm teaching these guys how to handle their weapons more efficiently, right? So he's all weapons handling. He's not tactics and movement and this and that. It's all weapons handling type stuff. And all the drama started. There was some random dude on YouTube, Navy Man something or other, like 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, posted a video of no step on snake. It wasn't even the actual flag. Yeah, it was a no step on snake flag. Just so he pointed a camera at this flag on his table. Never showed his face, wouldn't say who he was, nothing. Just basically sat there and said that Lucas from T-Rex Arms is a shill. He's just a guy who wants to take all your money from the internet and all this other bullshit, right? Just saying.
How's he taking anybody's money?
He's a fake.
Other than the shit that he sells.
That's what he's saying, is he gets a bunch of shit for free and he sells all this stuff to people. He does all these videos and claims he's a special operations trainer and all this stuff just to get people to buy his shit. And okay. So this dude talks mad shit on him the whole time and then mentions that Lucas says he doesn't teach tactics, right? But then goes on for 20 minutes breaking down a bunch of Lucas's videos and saying how these tactics are going to get people killed. That video is not of him teaching a class, first of all. That video is of him on a flat range shooting. And second of all, you said that he said he doesn't teach tactics, so what do you,
Mm-hmm.
So this blew up, this video, I don't know who found it or who he sent this video to, but it blew up and caused all kinds of drama. Garantham, he got brought into the whole ordeal and basically said that, Garantham hates him now too because he's become such a punk and, he's a liar and he doesn't actually teach military or LE. And Mike found that out and Mike, Garantham came out on Instagram and was like, no, I talk to Lucas almost every day. We're still friends,
So it's just drama bullshit.
So it's just drama bullshit.
This
guy, I'm pretty sure this dude was just trying to stir up some shit. I think he didn't like Lucas, and he's. I think this basically got stirred up from the Dakota Meyer thing.
Mm-hmm.
Dakota Meyer is saying that basically Lucas is a LARPer. He dresses up for Halloween and goes out onto the range and plays, right? And I think that Lucas was like, I don't care. I think that really butthurt this dude, and so he started some internet drama. So then it continued, and Modlite, weapon light manufacturer, that makes some really good quality products. They came out and
best in the industry.
Yep. They came out after this no-name dude said something on YouTube, and they came out and said, we're cutting all ties with T-Rex Arms. We will no longer do business with T-Rex Arms in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, because this random guy on YouTube said that that T-Rex Arms is lying about who they're giving training to.
There's got to be more to the story.
I've seen some other things too that some people are guessing that it could be that because Lucas isn't such a fan of Modlite. Recently released a pistol light. Normally they're handhelds and rifle mounted lights. They recently released a pistol mounted weapon light. And apparently Lucas wasn't the biggest fan of it. So some people are guessing that had something to do with it as well.
And he said that they wouldn't, and when they did that, when he said he didn't like that light, he said we won't make holsters for it because it's something that we wouldn't recommend to customers. And it was something with the switch design, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it was something like with the switch activation, it was too easy to negligently turn on your light to accidentally bump your light on or something, right? It was something that it would make it not as good as some other options out there, right? It would make it worse than some of the other options that you can get in that price point or whatever.
Right.
So basically he said, well, we really only try to sell things or promote things that we think our customers should have, right? So they don't sell Olight. He's like, it's garbage. Buy a Surefire or buy a Streamlight. It's about the same price point, and it's actually a quality thing. It's not just some Chinese company telling people to buy, So basically, they didn't make a holster for that.
But ModLight sponsored at this time T-Rex Arms.
No, they didn't sponsor it. They were T-Rex Arms is a dealer for ModLight products.
Okay, so they stopped.
So they said
they
nope.
pulled their dealership.
Yep.
Okay.
So then T-Rex Arms came out and said, okay, we'll sell everything we have ModLight at cost. So they went on like a 2-day sale and sold like $120,000 worth of product in like a day and a half. He gave away a ton of it on Twitch. He did like a Twitch stream.
Well, I think that says something. I think that says something about them, though, that they're not gonna just, try to sell shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're not making a holster for this because we don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Whereas most other companies, well, whatever, we'll make whatever the holster you want for anything. I mean, I think that says something a little bit about who they are as a, as a business and
I don't think there's any reason that he would lie about it. Like, he has no reason to pretend to be something he's not on the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean? He runs a successful business. He's a really good shooter. Why would he try to lie about who he's done courses for and that doesn't make any sense. To me, there's no real reason that he would lie about that. And it's not like he comes out and says it on every video, like, I'm a special operations trainer. I've trained special operations crews and all that. Like, it's not like he's blatant about it and tries to shove it in your face all the time.
Yeah.
I think the largest reason why this has blown up so big is I think everyone at this point knows ModLight needs some help in the PR.
Oh, ModLight has has screwed the pooch a few times.
With the whole Leviathan thing several months back, they were completely off base with that.
And the guy
probably with this as well.
The guy that they were talking shit on wasn't even a Leviathan sponsored guy or
Leviathan is a marketing group that gets a lot of YouTubers in touch with companies. Yeah,
so it's like an agency. Right. So it's Grand Thumb, Guns and Gear, Brandon Herrera, Donut Operator, tons of guys.
They weren't totally wrong. The shit that they were claiming that these people are doing great reviews for all these products simply because they get paid for them. When in reality, Leviathan is just getting these people in touch with these companies. And yes, they do get monetized for some of these reviews, but a lot of them, they're not giving good reviews only because they're getting paid.
Right.
A lot of them are just getting paid to do the review. They can still do the review however the they want.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a lot of YouTubers that get paid for stuff and will still give bad reviews on it. So but that's up to you to weed out the So watch a lot of reviews on a product, and if one person has a glowing, huge review of how awesome it is, and everybody else is like, "Well, this kind of sucks."
Right.
Well, there you go. Make your own decisions on it.
Yeah.
That being said, though, although I don't have any firsthand experience with it, I hear ModLight is the best weapon light that you can get out there. I don't know about the pistol weapon light, but the handhelds.
The biggest thing
mounting them on your rifle, they're the toughest, nicest fucking lights that you can get.
Yeah, I think Surefire is probably just as good for durability wise, but the actual light technology and the actual light heads are not anywhere close to ModLight. And that's the cool thing about ModLight has the OKW, which is their super long throw, where you can illuminate a target from 200, 250 yards away and light it up good enough that you can just see it and shoot it. You can be in pitch black.
I think I saw a video of them hitting targets pitch black with their light at 300 or 400 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff. But
speaking of shooting,
their PR department really sucks.
Speaking of shooting, we need to get out again before too long, boys. I'm getting an itch.
Yeah,
getting an itch, real bad.
Need to put a cream on it.
I know, right? Frick.
Okay, that was
when dryness lingers. Get some cream on those fingers.
Vagisil.
This podcast is sponsored by Vagisil.
When you get a surprise between your thighs, Vagisil. I'll never tell. My lips are sealed. Speaking of sealed lips, Vagisil.
Did you have some weird news you wanted to cover, Johnson?
I do, and it's actually fairly local to us. I found this on Fox News, published July 8th.
Well, that can't be true. It's Fox News.
Iowa man arrested on gun charges proposes to girlfriend shortly after bonding out of jail.
Nice.
So a dude from Ankeny was ordered held on $10,000 bail Tuesday following his arrest. Iowa man accused of bringing guns and ammunition to a Chicago hotel room over the 4th of July proposed to a woman shortly after bonding out of jail Wednesday. Housekeeping employee at the W Hotel told police around 6:45 Sunday that they saw the rifle, a handgun, and 5 rifle magazines in a room held by the suspect, Keegan Castile, 32-year-old from Ankeny. 12th floor room had a view of the Ohio Street Beach and Navy Pier, a tourist attraction of the city. Yeah.
Oh, they throw that in there. He was going to be a shooter. This is a regular fucking person thing to do.
Yeah, and I wonder if any of these people who do this reporting and give details like that. Well, what room was he in? Oh, you can see stuff from there.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's.
Or he was going to Chicago where things are regularly shot up, and he wanted to protect himself. I don't know.
Yeah. And let's ask the hotel staff. Did he request a 12th floor room, or did he just say I need a single king room for these
please.
2 nights?
Yeah.
And that you put him in that room facing that from that height?
That's what I said. I commented on the article on Facebook. I says, oh my gosh, you mean he had a bunch of legal guns? Like legal in every other state other than these communist states. So his only fault was he crossed an imaginary line.
Yep.
That's it.
Crossed a river and all of a sudden.
And I can neither confirm or deny that I would never do that. I would never break the law. But, say if I was to go to a dangerous place, I may or may not carry, my own weapon to protect myself and my loved ones. Yeah. I can neither confirm or deny that I've done that before, but I'm just saying, like, that's his only crime. He crossed a fucking imaginary line. So anyway, he got out of prison, he got out of jail, and he
posted bond, got out of jail, and proposed to his girlfriend the next day, or
did she say
hours
yes?
later.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yay! Congratulations, guys. Wishing you a long and happy marriage.
Yeah.
Hopefully you stay out of jail after. Actually, I don't know what the gun charges would be. I would bet you that he spends more time in jail than the gangbangers that are shooting up Chicago, though.
Oh yeah.
Like, how can you?
Well, they don't usually go to jail.
No, drive-by shooting. Well, let's throw this guy in jail for the night. Oh, he posted bond. Let's freaking let him.
I don't even know if they have to post bond. I think.
What's the difference between bond and bail?
I don't know.
I should know that. I've had to use it before. I don't know the difference. Anyways,
I don't know. Bail isn't bail. You make bail if you can just pay it in cash, but if you have to get a bond for bail money, don't you get bonded out by a bail bondsman?
I don't know. I had to pay so I think I paid like $100 or $200 or something like that, and he posted my bail for me
for $2,000, and then you have to pay him back later.
No, I never had to pay him back as long as I showed up. So basically, he puts up the money. He fronts the money.
Yeah,
he fronts the $2,000 or whatever it was. I give him the $200, and then as long as I show up in my court dates, he gets his bond money back, and then he pockets the $200 that I had to give him. That's how they make money. But then if they don't show up, somebody say I didn't show up, then he's out to $2,000, and then there's a warrant out, and then they're paying people, bounty hunters, to come find your ass and all that good shit. So, fun stuff.
Dog the bounty hunter?
Maybe.
I would love to meet him.
And his wife too.
Didn't one of them die?
Yeah, he got remarried recently.
Did he?
To one that's actually attractive, I think.
Wow.
She died?
Yeah.
She died of like cancer or something several years ago.
Yeah. Too bad.
Shit, that's been probably 3 or 4 years ago, hasn't it?
Quite a while.
You guys know Toad was a bounty hunter for a while?
Yep.
He got stabbed in the chest one time.
I didn't know
With
that.
like a little pocket knife up in the shoulder here, yeah. Came around a corner and the guy
That's a Toad thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't break a bone during that.
He might have. All right, guys. We're gonna call it an episode. I can just
imagine the noise that he made. That's just kind of his noise.
We'll have to have him on and talk about that sometime. All right, guys. It's been a fun one. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you check out our sponsors, ballisticimagery.com. On Facebook and Instagram as well. And then Shyworks. Shyworks.com, Facebook, Instagram, Gab, Parler, MeWe. Yeah. We will be back in 2 weeks. Make sure you check us out every other Wednesday night on our Facebook, Life Short, Live Free. We go live there, and you can participate in the conversation, have a toddy or two with us. It's always a good time. Make sure you, if you liked this episode, reach out to us. Let us know what you liked, what you hated. Share us with your friends, your family, whether you like them or not.
Convertible communists.
Yeah.
Share us with them.
If you know any convertible communists, let them know. Push them in the right direction. Maybe they'll. Maybe we can convert them to freedom.
Yep.
So, anyways, thanks for listening to us, guys. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Until we talk to you then, remember, life short, live free. God bless. God bless the United States of America.
And defund the ATF.
And repeal the NFA. Yeah.